We should close the door.
You live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. All praise to Yahweh Hashem, Mashiach Yahushai, Kwam Yasha'Allah, Hallelujah. This is the Hebrew chosen elect, Mashiach Yasha'Allah, Hebrew chosen elect, House of David. And again, as always, we praise the Most High on His high holy day, the Shabbat. Today is the Shabbat. And we're going to go over interesting topic. It's called pride, right? And that's the problem with Israel, full of pride all the time. So we want to find out how can we reduce the pride that's really gotten us in the position and the condition that we're in today's society. How can we reduce our pride? Pride, there's good pride and then there's bad pride. But we're talking about the bad pride. Okay, it's good to have some pride, but not pride where it is inhibits you from doing the work of the Most High, keeping His law, statutes, and commandments, and doing what we're supposed to do, and coming together with the rest of the 12 tribes of Israel. We got to come together as a people, as a nation. And the fact that we allow pride to stop us, we allow envy and hate to stop us, and that's Satan. We have to realize that is Satan. Satan uses pride. He uses jealousy. He uses envy. He uses hate. He uses a lot of antagonistic spirit, okay, against your brother, so that we won't come together. That's a divisive tactic by Satan and by the wiles of Satan in this society to not allow Israel to come together. And we got to find out how can we, the scripture says, gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. Well, how do we do that? Okay, that means we have to let go pride, let go jealousy, let go envy and hatred, and let go disunity. We have to let all that stuff go. Because if we don't, that's what's keeping us from really coming together. Because there's many different camps, Israelite schools out there. But how do we come together as a nation? And for us to sit there and say, well, let's wait on Yahushai, that's like a cop-out. See, we can come together and in the spirit of Mashiach Yahushai and unify together as a nation, even before Yahushai comes to deliver us and redeems us and brings us salvation. Okay? That's why the Most High said the kingdom of heaven is without observation.
Right.
It's something that we have to practice, okay, within us, even now, even before we get to the kingdom. And all the kingdom is the Most High that's making that transition from one nation who's ruling the earth now to the nation of Israel who's going to rule the earth. Okay, and that's soon to come. Okay, but we're talking about now spiritually, what is the kingdom of heaven? The kingdom of heaven is within you, meaning you doing exactly and being an example of what the Most High says to do in His Word, in the Scriptures. Being an example of that. Keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. And also being an example of brotherhood. Okay? Brotherly love. Okay? That example of the kingdom also. Okay? And there's no ill will to your brother, then you're doing what the Most High wants you to do. That reduces envy and hate and pride when you love your brother. Okay? So Israel as a whole have to find that out. How do we do this? Okay, that's what's keeping us away from serving the Most High the way we should, and also coming together as a nation. Get Proverbs 8:13, because the scriptures teach us the fear of the Most High. Okay, the fear of the Most High is to hate the evil. Okay, and I'm going to tell you, too much pride. Okay, too much jealousy and envy and hate, too much of that, right, is evil. And the Most High is saying, if you want to fear the Most High, right, then you got to hate that evil. So the Most High considers the pride, too much pride, right? You got too much pride in you. Okay, that's the evil. That's evil. So we got to get away from that. Okay, so go ahead, Proverbs 8:13.
Come, this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 8, verse 13. The fear of Yahweh is to hate evil, pride and arrogancy, and the evil way.
See? So the Most High is saying, hate the evil. So what is pride and arrogancy? It's evil. And when you have too much pride, in other words, you're stubborn, you want to do what you want to do. And the Most High does not like that. So a lot of times what the Most High tell you to humble yourself so that you can be exalted. So it's evil. Okay? Pride and arrogance. You're an arrogant dude. Okay? You want to do what you want to do. That's why the scriptures say your arrogancy is what's going to get you killed. Sin, rebellion is as a sin of witchcraft.
Right.
So that's pride. Rebellion is pride. Because you want to maintain and hold on and do what you want to do and not what the Most High is saying do. Okay, go ahead. Was that it?
Not yet. Then the froward mouth do I hate.
A froward mouth. So it meaning having your own mind, doing what you want to do, and always speaking things that you shouldn't be saying. That's why people say the tongue is the most unruly evil. It's the evil thing. Because you can't control, you have no discipline. You can't control your tongue. What you say. That's why Moses says, study to be quiet. See? Study to be quiet. Right?
Right.
And so, yeah, study, but be quiet doing it. You ain't got so much to say. And just speak the words of Yahushua. What did Yahushua say? And Yahushua was the greatest example for the whole nation of Israel. You can't go wrong if you follow the steps of what Yahushua wants us to follow, his steps. Right. You can't go wrong. He was the example. But we want to go outside those steps. See, we want to go to the left and the right side. We want to go outside the steps. That's why when you see when it snows a lot, and you see the footprints, what a lot of people do, they follow the footprints in that big snow. The snow may be 1 inch, 2 inches high. You follow those footprints. Why? Because as you follow those footprints, it's easier rather than step in the snow that hasn't been stepped in yet.
Right. Because
it makes it harder, doesn't it? So we make it hard for ourselves when we don't follow the footprints of Hamashiach Yahushua. Come? And that's what the Most High is showing us. That was it, right? Zechariah 8:17. See, Zechariah 8:17. So we got to follow the example of Hamashiach Yahushua. And you see now, we in the end times now. Okay? It's nothing for the Most High, like he said in the scriptures in Joel 2:28, he's going to put the spirit in all flesh. So you're going to have a Kyrie Irving coming out saying we're Hebrews. He's finding that out now. Right. You're going to have a Kanye West coming out saying that you are the 12 tribes, that the black man is part of the 12 tribes of Israel. How can I be anti-Shemitic when I'm already a Shemitic man? This is what they are saying. So the Most High is putting that spirit out there now. And you're going to have young men coming up teaching the truth and seeing visions. You're going to have even women who are going to dream dreams and see visions. And they're going to come out with it. So what's the problem? Is the problem Esau? Yeah, Esau's the wicked, all right? And he's doing the things that a wicked man's supposed to do. But he's doing his job. But we're not doing our job. And we're not following the footsteps of Yahushua. When he said, don't forsake the coming together in unity. And you notice, nobody backed Kyrie Irving up. Notice that? Nobody backed him up. Right. All these other Uncle Tom Negroes said all kinds of... Nobody in the NBA, his brothers in the NBA, the brothers in the NBA didn't back him up. You got these Uncle Toms, Shaquille O'Neal, Charles Barkley, none of them, they even call him an idiot. Understand? So they're not, the disunity. Right. So the disunity is out there in the world. Okay? Now, how are we claiming and we knowing that we Israelites, when you read the scriptures, now how are we going to have this unity? Understand? So we got to bring it together. And so we are the cause of our own division and schism and disunity. We're the cause of it. Okay, we want to blame Esau, we want to blame other nations, but we're the cause of it. Okay, so we got to come together. Read Zechariah 8:17.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 8, verse 17. And let none of you imagine evil in your heart.
See, don't imagine. See that? You imagine evil in your heart against your brother. And that's the problem. It's too much evil. Right? You hoping your brother fall. You hoping he don't make it. See? And the problem is, we know we're Israelites, but we got too much pride. We're too much against one another. Too much competition out there. It's too much competition. Well, you ain't part of my Israelite camp, so I can't salute you. Well, my camp is this and that, so we're a better camp than your camp. Who the hell are you? See? And Yahushua told us, he said, learn the parable of the laborers. He said, I'm going to give each and every one of you a penny, 1 penny. Right. You're going to labor in the vineyard for this 1 penny. All of you are the same. So nobody is better or more in a higher position or more exalted than the next man. Nobody. Right. Yahushua said, I come and I'm going to give the rewards. And I don't care what name you call you, bishop, comforter, whatever name, commander this, whatever name you want to call yourself, so what? He said, all of you are going to receive that same penny. And everybody that Yahushua is waking up all our people and giving the light of truth. We're all, until Yahushua come, going to receive that 1 penny. Right. Especially the brothers who are prophesying and teaching the word out here. But only in Yahushua's name, who are teaching the word. But if you come against your brother with your pride and evil, Yahushua is going to say, well, I don't even know you. You're a worker of iniquity. I don't even know you. See? So it's what you do for your fellow brother is what Yahushua is looking at. Okay? Go ahead, Up.
Let me read that again.
Yeah.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 8, verse 17. And let none of you imagine evil in your hearts against his neighbor. And love no false oath. For all these things that I hate, saith Yahweh. See, the Most High said he hate. A false oath. Right. See? Don't imagine evil in your heart against your brother. How about that, huh? So the Most High is showing us what to do. What was the other part of that? And love no false oath. And love no false oath. Right. You're taking false oaths. Okay? Especially with a lot of these false leaders out here. Right. You're taking false oaths. Okay? And you got these brothers out here who think that they're this and think that they're that and they're this brother in the scriptures. Okay? And you're taking these false oaths. You got other camps that are making you sign disclosure forms and all kinds of crap. Right. It's crazy. It's crazy. Okay? Don't speak to that camp. If you speak to that camp, you're going to go to hell. You salute them brothers. Okay? Then we gotta disband you from the school. That's madness. That's all false oaths, huh? Okay? So that's madness. So don't imagine evil in your heart against your neighbor. Right. See, the Most High is talking to Israel now. How do we treat one another? As a nation, how do we treat one another? We're not talking about the other nations now. How do we treat one another? Right. Okay. Right. Go ahead, up. Is that it? Go to 17 first. That was 17.
That was 17?
Yep.
Now get Jeremiah 17 and 9. How about this one now? Yahweh Shai said the heart is desperately evil and wicked. He said it's desperate, right, because we don't want to follow the commandments. So the heart, that's why Mosiah said, he said foolishness is bound in the heart of a child. And some of us act like children. See? Even Paul said, when I was a child, I spake as a child. But now that I'm a man, I put away childish things. Some of us haven't put away the childish things yet. Even though you're an adult, you haven't put it away yet. So the heart is desperately evil. Go ahead, Up.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 9. The heart is deceitful above all things.
See, deceitful meaning your mind, because you think with your mind, your brain. You think with your brain, not your heart. All your heart does is pump blood to the rest of your parts of your body. Cut? That's all it does. Some of you act like the heart is what's doing the thinking. Now the heart don't think. It is your brain. It is your mind, your spirit, your soul.
Right.
That's what's doing the thinking. So that's what he means. The heart is what?
The heart is deceitful above all and desperately wicked.
So your mind, your thoughts is deceitful and desperately wicked.
That's right.
That's what he means. That's why he said, you coming, the Most High wake you up and you come into the truth, but some of you come in like a thief, ready to rob the congregation. Why? Because your heart is desperately deceitful. So here you see a congregation of sheep, all people, right? We're the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Right.
Lord, see the 12 tribes, and here you are going to try to come in like a thief and rob them, misuse them. And we have examples of that in a lot of these Israelite schools and camps. And that's the problem. So we bring damnation to ourselves. Esau is just doing what he's supposed to do. He's the wicked, he's the devil, and he's going to do what he's supposed to do. But because we don't do what we're supposed to do, not following the steps of a Mashiach Yahushai, then our heart becomes deceitful and desperately
wicked. Right.
Desperate.
Right.
So you got some brothers coming to the truth and they are desperate. They're going to salute you, your heart, but they are desperately wicked. They're deceitful. And that's our problem. Go ahead, Up.
Who can know it? Verse 10. I, Yahweh, search the heart. I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways.
Yeah, see? And so that's what you're going to get. And you don't think the Most High see a man coming in like a thief? Who's trying to rob and misuse and abuse the congregation? You don't think the Most High don't see that? His eyes are 10,000 times stronger than the sun. But you're going to come in and try to hide your true attitude. You don't believe in Yahushua. And you got brothers that be in the truth for years, but have no faith. That's why Yahushua said, all men have not faith. That's why Yahushua looked at Israel and said, oh, generation of vipers. Okay? A generation that lacked faith. Oh, ye of little faith. But you come to the high holy days, you come into the classes, you come to the congregation, and you have no faith. And this is the problem with Israel today. It's us. But the Most High is now bringing the spirit of truth upon all flesh. You even got Edomites out there now, who saying we're the real Israelites, we're the real Jews. You got Edomites saying
for years now.
Yep. So the Most High can use Esau too to bring the truth out. Not about that. He can use who he wants.
Yeah, kind of. He used Balaam.
Right? So it's coming upon all flesh. You hear a woman now coming out saying, we're the Israelites, we're the Hebrews. So what's wrong with Kyrie Irving and Kanye West, Marty Steinmeier, and a lot of these other black athletes, black comedians, black politicians, businessmen? The Most High, he can bring up, and you got some of the people in the church systems now are waking up and finding out we're the Hebrews.
Right.
So it's all over. So Israel now, we have to do our part and do what Yahweh Shai, follow the footsteps of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. And you can't go wrong. But but because our heart is desperately evil and wicked, we're not following the steps of Yahweh Shai. Okay, so go ahead, Al.
That's it on that.
That was it. And that was, okay, now get 1 Peter 5 and 5. Isn't that something? So how wicked can a man be? I tell you what, before you get that, get Mark 7 and 20.
Yeah.
Mark 7 and 20. Then we go there.
All right.
See? Desperately evil, man. Desperately evil is the heart, meaning your mind. Because you're stubborn, full of pride and arrogancy. You're egotistical. Okay? So you don't have what, even though you're in the truth and you have those attributes, those wicked attributes, you're still not doing what Hamashiach Yahushua said, because just so what, you're in the truth. So what, you know you're a Hebrew. Okay? That doesn't mean anything. You got to be an example. This is what Yahushua is saying. Go ahead, Al.
This is the book of Mark, chapter 7, verse 20. And he said, that which cometh out of the man, that defileth the man.
Yeah, see? What cometh out of a man is what defiles you. And what does Yahushua mean? I mean, out of your mind. What you say coming out of your mouth.
Right.
Because your mind, you said your heart, but we know your heart is your mind, is desperately evil. And so what you say out of your mouth. See, that's why you don't have to say everything. Okay? Control and discipline yourself. Be in order. That's why Paul said, examine yourself, whether you be in the truth or out of the truth. See, you come to classes, you learn your Hebrew, but are you in order with yourself? Or can you control yourself? How are you going to bring that which is out in the world into the truth? Into the understanding, the realm of the truth. Knowing that you're a Hebrew Israelite. Okay? So taking on, being a Hebrew Israelite, you also got to take on your identity. You got to take on your language. And you got to take on your custom.
Right.
You got to take on your culture. And you got to take on the attributes that make you a Hebrew. You can't, okay, I'm a Hebrew Israelite, but I'm still going to be what's out there in the world. That doesn't work. That's why Mosai and Yahushua said, love not the world, neither anything that's in the world. Right. Because now you got to take on the attributes of a Hebrew Israelite. That's why it says put on the new man, right? It says put on the new man. How are you going to put new wine into old bottles? Didn't Yahushua say that? Right. And if you put that old wine into new bottles, and the bottles will burst. It's no good. So become that new man. This is what Yahushua, you got to change your whole mindset. You can't bring that wickedness out there in the world into the congregation, into the light of truth, right, into the understanding that you're a Hebrew Israelite. You got to change. Go ahead, Al.
Verse 21. For from within, out of the heart of men, proceed evil thoughts.
And what? How about now? Here it is now, the heart, right? Now, it's not talking about your heart that actually beats 80 times a minute. And if it beats more than 80 times a minute, you got a heart condition. You better go get checked. So it's talking about what? It's talking about your mind. What comes out of your mind, your spirit. So read that one more time.
Verse 21. For from within, out of the heart of men, proceed evil thoughts.
See, evil thoughts, go ahead.
Adultery.
Yeah, how about that? That's what come out of the heart of men. Adultery, go on.
Fornication.
Fornication. That's what come out of a man's mind. Fornication.
Murders.
Murder. Murder. You're a murderer.
Right.
How about that? And the scriptures do say if you hate your brother in your heart, you are what?
You're a murderer.
You are a murderer.
Right.
Does the scripture say that?
Come.
And you just hated him. And you think you didn't commit no crime. The Most High said you committed the highest crime, right, murder. Despite you hating your brother. you are a murderer.
In your mind.
In your mind.
Kind. Yep.
So what? That's what he meant. What comes out of you defiles you.
Right.
That's why Yahweh Shah said a lot of times when you eat and stuff, even though we eat dung, but we're supposed to go by a dietary law. Okay, come. But he said that doesn't always defile you. Because why? It comes out. When you do number 2, it comes out, right? And if you know how to cleanse yourself, it's going to come out.
Naturally. Right.
Okay? Not that you should eat that crap all the time, but still, it's going to come out naturally. He said, that doesn't defile you. He said, your mind, okay, your evil thoughts is what defile you.
Right.
And what comes out of your mouth is what defiles. This is what he said. That's the problem with Israel. And we do it to ourselves. We had nothing to do with Esau, other nations. We do it to ourselves. Okay, go ahead, huh?
Verse 22. Thefts.
Yeah, you're a thief. Yeah. How about that? You're a thief in Israel. You're a murderer in Israel. Evil thought, adultery in Israel. See, we got to change, huh? And you hear about these things all the time in the different camps, different Israelite schools. You hear about it. That the old evil head wickedness is coming back into Israel. So we haven't changed. We're talking about from back then, from ancient time, even when we came out of the wilderness in Egypt, into the wilderness, we were doing the same thing. Okay? The height of Israel, King David and King Solomon's time, we were doing the same thing. Okay? And then the Most High had to split Israel up. So you had the northern kingdom, the southern kingdom. We were doing the same thing. Evil, murder, adultery, fornication, idolatry, all that stuff. And now we bring it back up to date. What are we doing? The same thing. You got idolatry in a lot of these different Israelite camps. Full-fledged idolatry. One of the first commandments: don't make anything don't make any idols to show that you worshiping the Most High, but you're making an idol. Right. The Most High said, make you no idols. Okay. Go ahead, up.
Verse 22. Theft, covetousness, wickedness, deceit, lasciviousness, an evil eye, blasphemy, pride, foolishness. Verse 23. All these evil things come from within.
Come from within. See, all evil things the Most High just named, Yahweh Shai just named, come from within.
And defile the man.
And that's what defiles you. Come? So put all those things all wrapped in together, and what do you got? Pride. Right. Pride. So wrap all those things together, and what do you have? Pride. Now we're going to read all those things one more time.
All right, we're going to start at verse 20. And he said, that which cometh out of the man, that defileth the man. For from within, out of the heart of men proceed evil thoughts, adulteries, fornications, murderers, thefts, covetousness, wickedness, deceit, lasciviousness, an evil eye, blasphemy, pride, foolishness. All these evil things come from within and defile the man.
So all those evil things come from within and defile the man. And so you wrap all those things together, and what do you have? A man full of pride. Huh? That's why the Most High is saying, pride leadeth to a fall. So which we're going to read. Was that it on that? Read it 23.
That's down to 23.
Okay, now go to 1 Peter 5:5.
This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 5, verse 5. Likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder. Yea, all of you, be subject one to another.
See, be subject one to another. So, how do we as a nation, the brothers, be subject one to another? So how are you going to tell me you can't salute me because you're in a different camp? We have to submit ourselves one to another. Because that's how we're going to gain brotherhood, unity, and gain knowledge and wisdom of the Most High, right, by me going to the next brother who the Most High gave a spiritual gift. And for me to understand what the Most High gave that brother, well, I got to be able to lend myself to him and humbly come to that brother, salute him, and say, brother, what the Most High show you? And then the gift that I have, I show that brother. And so on and so on. And as different camps come together. And so that's what the martial arts is about, bringing different camps together. And that's what we're supposed to be doing. Okay? Submitting ourselves one to another. Not being standoffish and I can't salute you or I can't come to you because you're of a different camp or you think you're on a higher level than me. Okay? That's why Paul said what? Send me the least brethren and I'll show you a better way. It's the least. Okay, that's why Yahushua said, don't humble yourself and then he'll exalt you in due time.
Right.
Okay? Going up.
Yea, all of you, be subject one to another.
Be subject one to another.
And be clothed with humility.
Humility, see? Humbling yourself. See? Condescending yourself. Let the Most High raise you up in the spirit of truth.
God.
Even Paul said when he went amongst the people, when he was teaching, he condescended himself to a man of low degree. To the rich, he became as rich. To the powerful, he became as powerful. But to a man of low degree, he condescended himself to a man of low degree. That's what we're supposed to be doing. See, that's how you bear one another's burdens. Okay, go ahead, Doc.
God resisteth the proud and giveth grace to the humble.
See, grace is only to the humble. So all you proud brothers, okay, you got that pride in you and you think you know this, you know that, and you're this and that, you give yourself titles. Moses said, I'm going to resist you. I'm not even going to acknowledge you. But only to the humble. Come. Go ahead, Doc.
Verse 6. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of the Most High, that he may exalt you in due time.
See, that he may exalt you in due time.
Right.
And that's what you want. In due time, Yahushua will exalt you. See? But you humble yourself now. You follow the footsteps of Yahushua now. But he will exalt you and will reward every man according to his works. Only Hamashiach Yahushua will do that. That's why he said, I'm only going to give you a penny. The parable of the laborers, I'm only going to give you a penny to work in my vineyard. Because everybody said, and nobody has control when Yahushua brings them out from the world into the truth. Nobody has control over that. So you may say, well, I have 20 years over this brother, so I'm better than this brother. I'm this and I'm that. No, it's not about that. The greater you are, the more humble of a servant you become. Go ahead, Al.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now get Proverbs 11 and 2. Proverbs 11 and 2. So when pride cometh, then cometh what? Destruction and shame.
And shame.
And shame. Shame is on its way. So you got a lot of pride, too much pride, shame is on its way. Humble yourself. Okay? Go ahead, Al.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 2. When pride cometh, then cometh shame. But with the lowly is wisdom.
See? So who does he give wisdom to? The brothers with the lowly spirit. The brothers who are patient. Not brothers in here trying to make this like a race or a competition. You trying to absorb all the scriptures you can faster than the next brother. As if you're going to get something better. Yahushua has got the rewards. So the spirit of a prophet is accepted unto a prophet. Everybody wants Moses' seat, but only Moses can sit in the seat that is planned for him. can't sit in somebody else's seat. So what are you running? What are you racing for? You got to be patient. And the reward that's meant for you is already meant for you. It's not that you're going to get something better or greater than that. See? So this is what Yahweh Shai has shown us. Go ahead. Was that it? That was it on that, right? Get Proverbs 16:18. Proverbs 16:18.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 18. Pride goeth before destruction.
Pride does what?
Goeth before destruction.
Pride goes before destruction. So it's showing you that before you are destroyed, okay, there's a lot of pride involved. Because if you change your way, that's why the Most High said he's long suffering. That's why it says, execution of a judgment is that executed speedily, because the Most High is long suffering. He gives you time to repent.
Right.
He's given you time. So take that time to check yourself before you wreck yourself. So take that time. So your pride, and then cometh the destruction. That means a brother who didn't want to change. Sometimes it just takes years, right? The brother didn't want to change. Okay, go ahead, Al. Read that again.
Verse 18. Pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall.
See, a haughty spirit. Haughty spirit. Meaning a spirit that wants to do what it wants to do. It's stubborn. It's haughty. Okay? So, when you're like that, eventually your fall is going to come. It will come. Now get Isaiah 28:3, 20, the third verse. And you're going to read to the fourth verse.
Come. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 28, verse 3. The crown of pride, the drunkards of Ephraim.
How about the crown of pride? I said the crown of pride. Okay? He put a crown on top of pride. That's how high it was. That's how much pride it was. He called it a crown of pride. See? Because we don't want to change our ways. And this is in the book of Isaiah. And Isaiah was during the time around the 7th century BC. Crown of pride.
Right.
Okay. Going up.
Verse 3. The crown of pride, the drunkards of Ephraim.
Called Ephraim a drunkard. Because you don't want to change your ways. So the Most High is saying what? The crown of pride. Man don't want to change. Don't want to take on the correct attitude and attributes of righteousness. You are a crown of pride. Go ahead, huh?
The drunkards of Ephraim shall be trodden under feet.
Yeah, the drunkards of Ephraim. It's literal, and it's also talking about you are in the ways of the world. You're taking on the philosophies of the world. So he's saying Ephraim, right? Crown of pride. Go on up.
The drunkards of Ephraim shall be trodden under feet.
Trodden in the foot. Okay, remember, the Most High is saying, pride comes before a fall. So the Most High is saying, now they're going to be trodden underfoot. Go on.
And the glorious beauty which is on the head of the fat valley shall be a fading flower.
And now you're going to become a fading flower. So all you proud brothers, you're eventually going to fade out. It's a matter of time. It's coming. The Most High is long suffering. But if you don't want to change, then you're going to fade. You will fade. Okay, go on now.
And as the hasty fruit before the summer, when he looketh upon it, seeth, while it is yet in his hand, he eateth it up. Verse 5. Verse 5?
You went to
4.
Yes, to 4. That was it, right? Okay. Now let's go to the Isaiah 28:15 and go down to the 15th verse.
Isaiah chapter 28, verse 15. Because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death.
Now, see what they said? Pride. Because, now the prophets were back then, right?
Right.
Prophets were there teaching our people to return back to the Most High in righteousness. Come. Prophets were there. That's Isaiah. Okay? But because Isaiah is saying now, through the Spirit of the Most High, we made a covenant with hell. We made a covenant with death. Same thing today. Okay?
Right. God. Same thing.
That's why now you got these Edomites now. When Kyrie Irving comes out, all he did was post something.
Right.
All he did was post. He didn't say anything. All he did was post.
Right.
But they forced him to apologize.
Right.
And you know, probably they threatened they take all your money. They might be threatening to kill him. You don't know.
Never know.
Esau's the devil, brother. You don't know when he gets you privately, tells you, man, take that post down. And Kyrie was like, look, all I did was put up a post. I didn't say anything. I didn't harm nobody. That's what he said, right? He didn't harm nobody. He didn't say nothing about the so-called Jews. They're not the Jews anyway.
Right.
He's right. And we are Shemitic. So what are they saying? You know, Kanye West was saying, I'm Shemitic. But they saying, no, you're anti-Shemitic. See, they want to put out there, they got to keep that lie going.
Right.
They want to keep that lie going until the end.
Till the end.
Because the scriptures tell you that the Gentiles should come over unto us, saying our forefathers have inherited lies. They inherited lies. But they want to keep that thing going. And now, but that's the Most High. See how the Most High can put the spirit on a man? He can put the spirit on a celebrity, even though a lot of them sold out, right? They sold out for their billions and millions of dollars. But he said, I'm going to put my spirit on all flesh.
Right.
And he can have it where if he wants Kanye West to come out with the truth, he can do that. He wants Kyrie Irving to come out with it, the Most High can do that. He wants some of these Marty Steinmeier, he's saying we're Israelites, right? He can do that. You got Edomites saying it now, right? The Most High can do that. So now, the secret, it's not even a secret no more. That we are the real Hebrews and we're the real Israelites. It's not even a secret no more. Esau's still trying to keep it hid, but it's not even a secret anymore. So the Most High got it now where even now the celebrities are recognizing that we're the Hebrews. So Esau's finished. America's finished.
Yep.
The so-called Jews are finished. And we stand with Kyrie Irving and Kanye West. We stand with them. And you ain't going to force us to apologize. We ain't apologizing for nothing. We're the real Jews, according to the Bible.
That's
Simple
right.
as that. We ain't apologizing for that.
That's right.
Not that we're going to apologize for understanding and recognizing that we are the Most High's chosen people.
That's right.
Who the hell is the so-called white man talking about? But see, when you sell out,
right,
when you sign these big deal contracts,
yep,
see, so that means you've given yourself over to these big contracts. You sold yourselves for nothing,
right.
And now when the truth comes, and when it starts to come out, now you find yourself in a situation that now you want to come out with the truth, but you can't. Because you know exactly what they're going to do.
Right, and they made a covenant with death.
They made a covenant with death.
Right, exactly. Like Shaq, he made a covenant with death. Charles Barkley, he made a covenant with death. Exactly.
And so, and then you got the nerve to call Kyrie an idiot. This is what Shaq said.
Right.
This is what Charles Barkley said. Ain't nobody told Charles Barkley to marry the ugly white woman he got. But you make a covenant with death, and now the brother brings out the truth,
right,
and you call him an idiot?
Right.
So it goes to show you, when you sell your soul, they go all the way. They go all the way with it. And it's a crying shame. But this is where we're at today.
That's where we're at.
This is where we're at. So that's why there's going to be a lot of death, destruction, and bloodshed, even amongst our people. That's why Yahweh said, only 1/3. A lot of our people are going to go down with America. A lot of our people going down with it. Okay? It's a crying shame. Okay? Go ahead, read that again.
Verse 15, because we have said we have made a covenant with death.
That's what we have said. And they say it, we say it today.
Ye, Salakia.
Yeah.
Ye have said.
Ye have said, yeah.
Come.
So Isaiah is prophesying, saying, this is what you have said.
Right.
You said that we have made a covenant with them. And so you signed yourself over. You sold yourselves for nothing. For naught. Because you're going to be redeemed without money. Money is not going to save us. There is no redemption with your money. I'm sure they're going to take your billions of dollars into salvation with us. And when we go back to our land in Israel and we receive the kingdom of heaven, he's not taking your money with you. What's $1 billion compared to the earth was made for your sakes?
Right.
So what's $1 billion? Plus $1 billion of Esau money is nothing. It's fiat money anyway. It's worthless anyway. It's all in their accounts, right? Soon as Kanye West said we're the real Hebrew Israelites, what did J.P. Morgan do?
They closed his account.
They closed his account.
Yeah.
I thought you had $1 billion. They closed your account. Okay? They closed the Adidas deal. They closed all the deals that he had so they can do what they want.
They can do what they want. Exactly.
That money is not your money. So that's why even Isaiah is saying, you made this covenant. But it's not, it's a covenant of death.
Right.
You're killing yourself. You're not dead physically, but you just killed yourself. Go ahead, Al.
And with hell, are we at agreement?
You're in agreement with hell. So look at it. All these black Hollywood actors, you're in agreement with death.
Right.
With hell. All these black politicians, they got to sign contracts too. And covenants with the devil too. All these black athletes got to sign. All these black rappers, all people in the music industry. That's what Kanye West was saying, right? That the so-called Jew owns it all. And then make you sign those contracts, a covenant of death. Okay, go ahead, Al.
For we have made lies our refuge.
Yeah, you have made lies your refuge.
And under falsehood have we hid ourselves.
And under falsehood as you hid yourself. So what do people do? You say you're a Christian. You're lying under falsehood. It's a lie.
Right.
So you're hiding yourself under a philosophy called Christianity, or religion called Christianity. The Muslims do the same thing because that's not what the Most High gave us.
Right.
We're Hebrews. Our nationality, the Most High didn't give us no religion. So you're hiding yourself under religion. The Roman Catholics of our people, you're hiding yourself under religion. So you're making lies. Okay, your refuge. You're running to the church system.
Right.
You're running to the Muslim world. You're running to the Roman Catholic world. Or some of you aspire to be a great athlete. You aspire to be a rap musician. And next thing you know, you make a covenant with death. Next thing you know, you're a gay rapper. Next thing you know, you are making your children be what? Be transgenders.
Right, right.
Understand?
Gender neutral.
Right? Gender neutral, whatever they call it. Right. Because that's the covenant you make with them. And they come to you in secret and make these deals. All in the name of money. But what is it? A covenant of death. Go ahead, Al.
That's it on that.
That's it on that. Okay. And now, get Jeremiah 13 and 9. Let's see what this says. And then it says, the mar, the pride of Judah. And Judah is the so-called nigger, right? Right? The pride of Judah. The so-called nigger, who are the real Jews, according to the Bible. See, we're not going to hide this thing. Okay? They can't threaten us. Like they threaten Kanye, they threaten Kyrie Irving. They can't threaten us for nothing. Okay? We're coming out with the truth. It cannot be hid now. Okay? It's out. It's out of the bag. Okay?
Done.
Now, here's the pride now of Judah. Read from the 9th verse.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 13, verse 9. Thus saith Yahweh, after this manner will I mar the pride of Judah.
See, Mosiah is going to mar the pride of Judah. That's why the Mosiah says it's going to be weeping and gnashing of teeth. And these are the ones of us that are in the truth to understand that we're Israelites. Because the ones of us that have been here for a long time, some of us, the Mosiah said, I don't even know you. You're a worker of iniquity. I'm going to mar the pride of you because you're so proud. You hate your brother. You hate your fellow Hebrew Israelite. We can't come together. That's the reason why we can't come together, because of that pride, and that jealousy, and that hatred, and that envy. Go ahead, Al.
And the great pride of Jerusalem.
Yeah, and the great pride. You're going to mar the pride of Judah, and then now he's saying all of Jerusalem.
Right.
All our pride. The Most High is going to mar it. See? So that bloodshed is coming. That's why a lot of times you see our people getting shot down the streets of America by the police. Black women kidnapped, young children, young sons and daughters are kidnapped without a trace, can't be found. Why does the Most High allow this to happen? He said, I'm going to mar the pride of Judah. But you're too proud. And you don't want to come out of the world, out of that madness. So the Most High got to do it. And the great pride of Jerusalem, go ahead up.
Verse 10. This evil people which refuse to hear my words.
See, the Most High is talking to us. He's talking to the real Hebrews, right? He's talking to us. You refuse to hear the Most High's word. And this is why the Most High is still doing what he's doing. Having Esau and other nations kill us in the streets of America. And taking advantage of us. Because we refuse. Everybody knows Esau is not the real Jew. Everybody knows that. The real Hebrew. Everybody knows that. Okay? Abdel Nasser of Egypt in the 1960s came out and said, how could the Jews leave Israel black and come back white?
White, yeah, exactly.
Anwar Sadat, they all know it. Remember Iran, the president of Iran, Ahmadinejad. Yeah, was that? Yeah, Ahmadinejad. He even was saying it. Everybody knows it. The Arabs know it. They're just dealing with Esau. Esau's ruling the earth now, but they know it.
Right.
The Chinese, Japanese, they all know it.
They're all confederate against us.
Yeah, but they are confederate, right, against us as a nation.
As a nation, right.
So, but it's not their job to even tell us.
Right. Con. They know it, but they're not going to tell us.
They're not going to tell you.
They're going to tell us we're greater. They're going to tell us we're greater than them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're better than us. They're not going to tell us that. They're going to want you to figure that out for yourself.
For yourself.
You know, and our people got to do our homework.
Exactly.
Con.
Okay, but the Most High did give us the spirit to understand that we're the Hebrews, but
yes, he did.
But now it's too much pride. It's too much pride. Because the scriptures do say the nations wait, the creature waited for the manifestation of the sons of men. Meaning they wait for Israel to wake up. They're just waiting because they know the earth is corrupt. They know it's an abomination. The whole earth is destroyed. So the nation is like, well, who's going to put this thing back in order? Because they know the so-called white man destroyed the earth. They know that. But they're looking around saying, who's going to put this thing back in order? So they're waiting for us to get ourselves correct. But because of pride, envy, hatred, jealousy, okay, and not keeping the commandments of the Most High, and disunity, we don't come together. They're waiting for us. Go ahead, Al.
Verse 10, this evil people which refuse to hear my words, which walk in the imagination of their heart.
See, pride, right? That's what pride is. You walking in imagination. Oh, I'm a Christian and my God says this. Your God is the demon from hell. That's all it is.
God.
And so all these different idols and philosophies of worship you go into, nothing but demons from hell. And you got the imagination of your own heart. Understand? And you think, when you think your money can save you, look how quick Nike took Kyrie's Irving Nike deal from him. Look how quick the Nets suspended him for five games. You see how, and you see all of a sudden now he come out with a little apology, right?
Right.
Right? Because the imagination of your own heart, your pride. Your money is not going to save you. Your pride is not going to save you. Okay? Your idol God in your churches is not going to save you. Christianity is not going to save our people. Okay? It's returning back to the Most High with a full spirit of humbleness, humility, and understanding. Go ahead, Hop.
And which walk in the imagination of their heart, and walk after other gods.
And walk after other gods. See, idolatry.
To serve them.
Is in the form of these church systems and philosophies.
To serve them and to worship them.
Yeah. And also, that's why they give you black superstars. You worship LeBron James. You worship Kanye. You worship these rap stars. That's idolatry too.
God.
You worship these big these black politicians. You got Herschel Walker trying to become a senator. Negro just got finished playing football. Now he's going to become a senator. For what? See, the covenant of death. He's still serving the covenant of death. You're going to serve them because for you to become a senator, you got to do what? Uphold their constitution. Go by their penal codes. Go by their policies of politics and so forth.
Right.
For what? It's no good. It's falling anywhere. Okay? Look at their social structure. Their political structure. It's all falling. The economic structure is falling. The military structure is falling. Everything is falling. And now you're going to run for senator or governor or lieutenant governor or whatever or mayor or, you know what I'm saying, in these states, in this society, for what? To try to uphold America? And now they want you to vote November 8th. The hell with voting.
God.
You know, vote is a tactic to get you out there.
Right.
They didn't get the right to vote. And you know they put who they want in these offices. So the politicians are selected. Your vote means nothing. But they make you think you voted somebody in office. You didn't vote nobody in office. See, but this is how it is. So go ahead, Al.
And walk after other gods to serve them.
To serve them, go on.
And to worship them shall even be as this girdle, which is good for nothing.
Good for nothing. How about that? You're going to serve these other idol gods. You're black Hollywood actors. You worship them. You worship the rappers. You worship the black athletes as gods. You go into the black churches. So now you don't see why the Most High is angry? The Most High is not into none of these churches. He's not in your church. And the Most High is angry at a lot of these Hebrew Israelite camps also. Because we're doing the same things in these camps, in these Israelite schools, as the world was doing. Some of these Israelite camps are like churches, like the church systems, right?
Yeah.
They're like the church systems. They got Edomites in there. They got other nations in there and everything. What is going on?
GOCC?
Yeah.
One, yeah.
They got other nations in there and everything.
Right.
And y'all know who these camps are. I don't want to name them out, but you know who it is. Okay? This ain't no rainbow coalition. The other nations are not Israelite. They cannot be accepted. Okay? They cannot be accepted. Because In Esau's world, in this society, he's ruling the earth.
Right.
He don't allow you to rule with him. And if he give you a little position, you got to do what he tell you to do.
Exactly.
So what? You're a mayor, or you in the politics, and you're a governor, or whatever, but you got to do what he say. So he's still running things. He's still ruling. So the same thing when the Most High redeems Israel, and the kingdom of heaven is for Israel, you think, and we're going to rule the earth next. You think we're going to have Esau next to us, equal with us, ruling with us? No, that's not going to happen. They will have other nations ruling us? No, it's not going to happen.
Right. Con.
Okay, it's not going to happen. There's no equality here. Okay, go ahead, Op.
That's it on that.
That was the 15?
Yes. Oh, down to 15?
Go ahead, down, yeah.
Oh, verse 11. For as this girdle cleaveth to the loins of man, so I have a cause to cleave unto me the whole house of Israel, and the whole house of Judah, saith Yahweh.
See, the whole house of Israel, the whole house of Judah. The Most High want us to cleave to him. See?
Right.
But we're not cleaving to the Most High. Who are we cleave to? The other nations. Okay, Esau, the other nations. And to worldly things we cleave unto. Okay? You got Thanksgiving coming. How many of y'all want to celebrate Thanksgiving? See? Our people do it. You cleave it unto the holidays of the world.
God.
And then you expect the Most High to bless the table. And you got pork and shrimp and all. And Lord bless the Lord. Father God, they always say Father God. Right?
God.
Bless this table, and you got pork and everything on the table. It's not going to happen.
No, who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean thing?
Right, it's not going to happen.
God.
See, go ahead, Al.
Verse 11. For as this girdle cleaveth to the loins of man, so I cause to cleave unto me the whole house of Israel, and the whole house of Judah, saith Yahweh, that they might be unto me for a people, and for a name, and for a praise, and for a glory. But they would not hear.
Yeah, see, the Most High wanted Israel to cleave unto him for a name and for glory. So we are separating ourselves from the glory of the Most High when we don't cleave unto him, don't follow his law, statutes, commandments, don't do what Yahweh Shai said. Follow again the footsteps of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. So we're not following what Yahweh Shai wants to do. Okay, tell them where we're at.
That's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 13. We're reading from 10 through 15. We're at verse 12.
Verse 12. Okay, go ahead now.
Jeremiah chapter 13, verse 12. Therefore, thou shalt speak unto them this word. Thus saith Yahweh, our power of Israel. Every bottle shall be filled with wine, and they shall say unto thee, do we not certainly know that every bottle shall be filled with wine? Then shalt thou say unto them, thus saith Yahweh, behold, I will fill all the inhabitants of this land, even the kings that sit upon the thrones, that sit upon David's throne, and the priests and the prophets, and all the inhabitants of Jerusalem with drunkenness.
Yeah, see? So now we're filled with drunkenness. And you got to remember, the wine that it's talking about there is talking about what type of wine? Not the type of wine you drink.
Philosophy.
Yeah, philosophy. Right? The philosophy of the world, that's what we're drunk with.
God.
We're so drunk with rap and hip-hop movement, the LGBTQ, or whatever they call it, right? Movement, Black Lives Matter movement. We're nothing but a political movement set up by Esau. They funded it. They funded it and gave the resources for it to be happening. Okay? You have a bunch of lesbians that run it anyway.
Right.
Okay? So we're just drunk with the philosophies of the world and worldly things. Okay? And now you're drunk with the NBA, the NFL, the sports. You've got baseballs. You're drunk with what's happening in the world. And now you got these holidays coming up, you're drunk with that. That's what he means, drunkenness.
Right.
You're drunk with it. And so when the Most High brings death to our people, the Most High has a reason to bring it. Because you're drunk with the philosophies of the world. Okay? So go ahead, tell me where you at again.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 13, verse 14. And I will dash them one against another.
You're going to do what?
I will dash them one against another.
He's talking about Israel. So what do you see in the black community? We kill one another. We destroy one another. We hurt one another. We rape and rob one another. I will dash them one against another. So it's happening. That's the Most High, because we're not right. We're not right with the Most High. Why? Again, pride. Pride it leads to a fall. It leads to destruction. Okay, that's why the topic was about pride. Okay, it's about pride. And we went through a lot of scriptures already, but we can give you those. But it's about pride. And pride is the culmination of everything. It's a culmination of an evil heart.
Right.
Okay, of hate, jealousy, envy, competition, right? Arrogancy. Okay? All those things you have against your brother. Pride is in everything that you have when you don't keep the commandments, laws, and statutes, your stubbornness, okay, your rebellion against the Most High. The culmination of it is nothing but pride. Okay, you're full of pride. Okay, go ahead, huh?
Verse 15. Hear ye and give ear. Be not proud.
Be not what?
Be not proud.
One more time. Be not what?
Be not proud.
Go ahead.
For Yahweh hath spoken.
That's the Most High has spoken.
God. He's
saying, don't be proud. Now, Isaiah is prophesying. But Isaiah is saying, this is what the Most High has said. Be not proud. Because the Most High has spoken this. Go ahead, huh?
That's it.
Okay? So be not proud, man. All right? Against your brother. Because that pride, it just destroys, man. And that's the problem with Israel. Nobody backed Kyrie Irving up, man. Nobody in the NBA, they all went against him. Even other brothers in the NBA that were former NBA players went against him. They know the Israelites. Amari Stoudemire. Nobody backed him up. Why? Pride. So he's full of pride. Right? But we back him. We back our people. We back the spirit of truth and wisdom and knowledge. We back that. That's what we back. That's the Most High. See? So they forced him to back down. Now, if he had other brothers that were with him that backed him up, Kyrie Irving would never back down. But he felt he was by himself. See?
Right.
By himself. You didn't hear Charles Barkley back him. Charles Barkley called him all kinds of names. Shaquille O'Neal called him all kinds of names. So they didn't back him up. But we, as Hebrew Israelites, and we stand with Kyrie, and when Kyrie's listening, we stand with him. See? And so Esau can't threaten us, brother. He come here trying to threaten us, it's going to be a problem. He can't threaten us. He can't take nothing from us. We don't have no $100 million contract. So, and we didn't make no covenant with death or with hell. So you can't threaten us, man. That's why the Most High, he deals with the poor ones. You can't threaten us with that. Okay? You're an imposter. Esau's an imposter. Get, just to show them this, Daniel 11:14, where it says, he is the robber of our people. So Kanye West is right. He robbed our nationality. Kyrie Irving is right. Esau robbed our nationality. Okay? And then he put out, all Kyrie did was post that documentary, Hebrews to Negroes. He didn't say nothing. He didn't say he was going to hurt anybody.
Right.
He didn't make a comment against so-called Jewish people. Okay? He didn't make no comment. It was just a post. And see, all the backlash goes to show you what one man, that spirit, the Most High can be on one man. All Kyrie did was make a post. The Most High put that thing out there like that. Okay? And ran with it. That was the Most High, though.
Most High, yep.
And I don't know if Kanye West, not Kyrie Irving, not Kanye West too. Kyrie Irving understand that, but that was the spirit of the Most High. Okay? That was the spirit of the Most High. Because now it's out in the open now. Now the truth is out there. And the Most High used that one man.
It's mainstream now.
Mainstream,
yeah.
man. Yeah, it's that one thing.
one Hebrew Israelite can intimidate a multitude.
A multitude, right?
In the street and a
Got
Right.
them all riled up, don't he?
Got them all riled up.
All riled up.
Because Esau knows he's a liar.
He knows he's
We're
a
going to do
liar.
it right now. You're a liar.
Right.
You
Also-
robbed another nation's nationality and took it for yourself.
Con.
As if you are the people now. And now you want Kyrie Irving, Kanye West, and the rest of them to bow down and say that this is an anti-Semitic statement and all that. No, it's not anti-Semitic.
Con. Same thing they did to Malcolm X.
Yeah.
Ironically, right? Kyrie posted that, right? They said he's promoting it. But Amazon is a Jewish-owned company.
Jewish-owned company.
They're selling the book
They're selling it.
and marketing it.
And marketing it.
Right.
But they won't say that they're
They won't say
anti-Semitic.
anti-Semitic. How about
That's
that?
right. That's something.
Ain't that
Right.
something?
Yeah. Yeah.
So both the JDL, the Jewish
they
Defense
made the
League,
money off the book.
come against
Marketing and promoting it.
And promoting it.
But they won't say that they're anti-Semitic.
Right. Won't the Jewish Defense League come against them? Right? Come against one of their own. Okay, when he come against one of their own, Amazon, right? Who owns Amazon? Jeff
Bezos.
Jeff Bezos, right?
Con.
Come against one of their own. But they won't do that, see? They're going to come against you brothers. They're going to come against our people because they know that what we're teaching is the right, is the truth. Okay? Now get Daniel 11:14.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 11, verse 14. In those times there shall be many. There shall many stand up against the king of the south. Also, the robbers of thy people.
The robbers of who?
The robbers of thy people.
Now I said the word robbers.
Mhm.
So that means they robbed something. Okay? It's going to tell you what they robbed. Go ahead.
The robbers of thy people shall exalt themselves
They're going to exalt themselves. Okay?
to establish the vision.
Now we're talking about they're establishing a vision. But what vision are they trying to establish? Them being the chosen people, them being the Hebrews. Okay, they're trying to establish that vision. And you got to remember when they took over the land of Israel, okay, they used Hitler to do this. It was they used Hitler to so-called kill 6 million of their own people.
Right.
To establish this vision, they did it. It wasn't 6 million though. Okay, and you got to read the reports. It was only like 200,000, but they put that number 6 million to make it seem like it's such a great Holocaust. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a great something. It was only, you got to read the Red Cross numbers, and they had those numbers on what happened back then when Hitler was killing them. It was only like 200,000 of these so-called Jews. Okay, and so just to establish the vision, and then they had the Balfour Agreement back in the early 1900s, before they even had World War II. This is back in the early 1900s. This is around right after World War I. And the Balfour Agreement said that they can set up Israel as a Zionist state. And they can begin to bring these so-called these Edomites, imposter Jews, right, to come in and take over the state of Israel. That was in the Balfour Agreement in the early 1900s.
Right.
Around the 1920s. Come? Just to establish the vision, the robbers of our people. To get the whole world to believe that they are the Jews, when they're a bunch of liars. So you take, now read that one more time, you take that, go on.
And those times there shall many stand up against the king of the south. Also the robbers of thy people shall exalt themselves to establish the vision, but they shall fall.
Well, what's going to happen to them?
They shall fall.
Now, it's happening now. It's beginning to happen, right? They're about to come down. They're going to fall. And that's what Mosai had Kanye West, Kyrie Irving, and all these celebrities, because they're in the spotlight, okay? Even though we go out there and speak every week, okay, they're not going to put us in the spotlight, okay? We got to go on YouTube. We got to do a TikTok thing. We got to do a live video, right? But then there's a lot of times they can cut it off, right? But these celebrities in the spotlight. So whatever Kanye West says, right, all people are going to listen, right? Because the hip-hop world is what? Everybody got their attention on the hip-hop world.
Right.
Okay? That's the way Esau had it. Because the hip-hop world, normally, when you sign these contracts, you got to make a song that denigrates our people. But now the Most High then turns it around and says, no, okay, Kanye West, you're going to come out and come out with the truth. Okay, so Kanye West reads. He does read the Bible from what I understand. Right? He does read things, so he reads that, wait a minute, we're the real Jews. What's the one, Kendrick Lamar? Remember, he said it in his rap music.
Right. Don't call me black no more.
Don't call me black no more. Kodak Black. Okay?
Yep.
He says it. So now, because the attention is on the hip-hop world and their celebrities, the Most High is going to use celebrities now. Now you got the black athletes, Kyrie Irving, because the spotlight's on them. Okay? And so Esau didn't expect that. It's a chess game. It's a chess game, right? With the Most High and Esau and Satan, right? It's a chess game with the Most High, right? Because the truth, there's no lie of the truth, right?
Right.
The truth can't be hid but for so long. Okay? So now they're seeing, the ones in the spotlight are hearing the truth and seeing it, and they're coming out and saying it. Now all people have no excuse, do they? If the rappers are saying it, black athletes are saying it, and you got politicians that say it too, okay? Some of the people in churches are saying it. Now, what's your excuse?
What's your excuse, right?
What's your excuse now?
Yep.
See? So now you take that, okay, Daniel 11:14, then go to Revelation 2 and 9. See, you take these scriptures and you prove that Esau is nothing but a liar, a robber and a liar. Robbed a man's whole nationality. A nation, how do you do that? You got to teach lies. See, that's why when we first came here off the slave ships, what did they teach us? Christianity. And a so-called white Jesus. Right? You got to teach lies. And now all of a sudden, they taught that we were Africans. They taught we were everything but the Hebrews, right?
God.
And that's why they didn't want to read or write, right? But still, even during the time of slavery, you had brothers that found out that we were Hebrews. Because they were able to learn how to read and write, then they started reading the Bible. And then you had the Most High soften up some of these Edomites to allow Negroes to read in slavery. And they were taught how to read. But they didn't expect them to learn the Bible, learn the truth, get the spirit of what the Most High said. And all of a sudden, Nat Turner's reading the Bible and said, wait a minute. We're the Hebrews. We're the Hebrews. Wait. So Nat Turner went out and started teaching.
Right.
He was teaching like we teach, on the corners and everything. The Bible. That we the Hebrews, we're the Israelites, we're the Most High's chosen.
Hallelujah.
See? Gabriel Prosser and them find out too. Right? Denmark Vesey. They found out, man. Okay? Go ahead, out. Now you got to read that.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty.
So he knows our worst tribulation and poverty. This is the Most High now. Yahweh says, I know what you're going through.
God.
See, Yahweh says, I know what you're going through in America. I know that. But what?
But thou art rich.
But he's still saying we're rich.
Right. And I know the blasphemy of them that say they are Jews and are not.
Yeah, the blasphemy of them, the lies of them that say they are Jews, but they are not the real Jews, right? They are not the Jews. Go ahead.
But are of the synagogue of Satan.
Right. So when you take those two scriptures, Daniel 11:14, along with Revelation 2 and 9, that just shows you Esau is a liar. He robbed the nationality, and the Most High said, them that say they're Jews and are not, but they are the synagogue of the devil,
God.
of Satan.
How do you know it's the right one?
Understand? So you have to understand that. So this is where we're at now. So the Most High now got in the spotlight now. He can't be hidden no more. The Most High even had it where a lot of those black commentators, right, they had to go look at the documentary. And now some of them are saying, wait a minute, I see some things in there I can agree with, some things I disagree with. Now they even say, wait a minute now.
Right.
There's some points in this documentary that I gotta look at further. Some of the black commentators were saying that.
Yeah. Yep.
So the Most High didn't got it. Now they had to look at the documentary. Why was this documentary so important to Kyrie Irving? He had to go look at it. So even they forced them to go look at it. Now they know the truth now.
They know the truth.
Of course, they're gonna come out in their commentator, their commentating job, and say that we're real Jews, but it's in their mind now. It's the Most High now. Now I got you. The Most High saying, now you know.
And the Jewish man is going to take Hebrew Israelite reporters and going to have them read off the teleprompters.
Right.
To try to seem as if they're recanting.
You can't. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. How about that?
Yeah.
So they forced Kyrie to apologize. You see, he had his head down. He didn't really want to apologize. He didn't really fully apologize either. He didn't fully. But he had to make it sound like he was, a little apologetic.
Right.
He had to make it.
They put a lot of pressure on
They
him.
put a lot of pressure on him.
Indeed.
They threatened him, huh?
He said, I can't be anti-Semitic if I know who I am.
Yeah, I am. Right.
Exactly.
Right. He said he's a man of truth and light.
Right.
He said history shouldn't be hidden anyway. Everybody should want to learn history and who they are. So he's right on that.
Let me get that precept.
Yeah, go ahead.
Psalms
Tell them where you at.
83. Psalms 83, verse 2. No, we'll start at verse 1 and read down to
You don't have to read the whole.
not the whole thing. Yeah, just we'll stop at 6.
Yeah.
Keep not thy silence, O Most High. Hold not thy peace and be not still, O Most High. O for lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up thy head.
See, they hate us. They lifted up their head. So there they go. They're lifting up their head. They also lift up their head, saying they are the real Jew. That they're telling the whole world that they're the Israelites.
Right.
Okay, but now everybody's finding out, okay, that they're not the Hebrew Israelites, right? They lifted up their head, trying to establish a vision, and Moses said, they that hate thee.
Right.
So certainly the hatred they have for us. Okay, going up.
Verse 3, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones.
See, so the crafty counsel. Crafty.
Right.
Meaning they're like a fox. They go into hiding and come up. How are we going to deal with the black man? How are we going to keep this hidden from him? How are we going to destroy him? Understand? A crafty counsel. And we're the hidden ones, meaning we're not known as the Hebrew Israelites. We're known as something else. Niggas, spick, wetback,
Proverb
Christians,
and a
Muslims.
byword.
All kinds of bywords.
John.
Right. Okay, that's what it means we're hidden. Going up.
Verse 4, they have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation.
You cut you off from being a nation. No, Kyrie Irving, don't put that out there. That's what they're pretty much saying. You're anti-Semitic because you're not a Hebrew. But Kyrie saying, but that's what I read. I've seen that. No, you're not. You're anti-Semitic. See, cutting you off. Why? Because they want to establish the vision that they are.
Right.
Even Helen Thomas, a Jewish woman, you remember she was being questioned by a news reporter, and he said, well, what should the Jewish people do? And she said, go back to Poland.
Go
Go
back.
back to Germany.
Yeah.
Right.
They were claiming themselves to be Jews.
Right.
John.
Because why? They're Ashkenazi. They're Ashkenazi.
It's converts.
They're Ashkenazi Jews, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. They're Caucasian
Genesis
Jewish
10.
people. Caucasus, from the Caucasus region, right? That's what they are. Okay. They're Sephardic, so-called Jews. The ones from Spain, but they're not Israelites. They're not the real Hebrews.
And she died after making that
Yeah,
statement.
they killed them.
Yes, she
Right.
did.
They killed them.
Put her down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Going up.
That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent.
Yeah, so no more remembrance, meaning that we will no more be known as Hebrew Israelites.
Right.
Okay, no more remembrance.
Jeremiah
Okay.
17.
Yeah, go ahead.
God. For they have consulted, verse 5, for they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee.
That's see, one consent, confederate. So they come together, even though they have division amongst their own selves, they will come together
against Israel.
Israel, against us as a people. They will come together in one consent.
Like you said, that's why all the nations, they know who we are, but they're not going to go out on a large scale and tell us who we are.
No.
Because they've already consulted to keep that hidden.
Right, to keep that hidden. How about that, Doc?
Salakia, I'm bring out a precept for that.
Yeah, read it loud.
Jeremiah 17, verse 4.
Bring it out.
Right.
And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee.
From your heritage, right? Meaning that you're a Hebrew Israelite, who you historically are. Go on up.
And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For you have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever.
Right. So discontinue from your heritage, from your culture, your customs, and your language. Okay. Go ahead, up. That was it on that? Right. And so now you're going to get Hosea 5 and 5. Hosea 5 and 5.
Okay, this is the book of Hosea, chapter 5, verse 5. And the pride of Israel doth testify to his face.
See, the pride of Israel, the Most High would testify to his face. Come?
Come.
The pride of Israel. The Most High is going to testify to your face. So the Most High is going to bring it, means he's going to bring his judgments for your pride. Going up.
Therefore shall Israel and Ephraim fall in their iniquity.
See, so we have fallen in our iniquity because of our pride. Why do you break the commandments? Pride. Because you want to do what you want to do. So it's pride. It all boils down to pride. Right? Come?
Come.
Because you want to do what you want to do. And a lot of times we know right from wrong. Okay? And a lot of times, even when your earthly father tell you, the rules of the house, you know right from wrong. But how come you still didn't do the rules of the house? Pride. You want to do what you want to do. So it's the same thing with the Most High. Go ahead, Al.
Judah also shall fall with them.
Yeah, see? And Judah fell with them.
Everybody.
Yeah, everybody. Meaning
the whole family.
The northern kingdom, the southern kingdom, the whole family. Okay? Go to the 7th chapter, 10th verse, in Hosea 7 and 10.
God. This is the book of Hosea, chapter 7, verse 10. And the pride of Israel testified to his face, and they do not return to Yahweh, their power, nor seek him for all of this.
Yeah, see? We didn't seek the Most High. We don't return back to the Most High. For all the Most High put us through, we still rebelled against the Heavenly Father. So the Most High said, your pride testifies to his face. Man, it's before the Most High every day. The Most High see your pride, which is your rebellion. Because you don't want to keep the commandments of the Most High. Okay? Now, then when we go to Zephaniah, the 3rd chapter, Zephaniah, and the 11th verse. Zephaniah 3:11. Go ahead, Al.
This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 3, verse 11. In that day shalt thou not be ashamed for all thy doings, wherein thou hast transgressed against me.
See, so in that day, meaning now we're talking about these days now, right? In the last days, here we are in America, you're going to be ashamed for all your doings that you have done against the Most High. Understand? You're going to be ashamed. Because we have a lot to pay for. See, the nations are already going to get, they have their consequences coming to them, right? What they have done against Israel. But what we have done against the Most High, the Most High said you should be ashamed of yourself as a nation. Because the Most High is really getting us in order, right? For redemption and salvation. We have to get in order. We shouldn't be worried about what the nations are doing, what Esau. Forget about Esau society. Stop trying to fix America. You can't fix America. It's finished. Right. Even the elite Edomites know you can't fix it.
It's over.
They know it's over. They're not going to tell you that, but they know it's over. This is why they got their globalization philosophy going, their New World Order thing going. This is why they got what they call an economic reset. They know it's over. The dollar is finished. It's all gets finished. Okay? So here you got a black politician, Herschel Walker. He's going to become senator of Georgia. He's going to try to make it right. You can't. You know what I'm saying? All I know is Herschel Walker played for the Cowboys.
Yeah, I think it was Cowboys.
He played for the USFL when they had that league, that football league. You remember the New Jersey Generals? Right. So he's a football player. He ain't no politician. But Esau is now putting him up there, right? Because Esau can control him. They can control Herschel Walker. He's a step and fetch a Negro.
Right.
That's what he is. He can control. Okay? So now, go ahead, up.
And that day shalt thou not be ashamed for all thy doings wherein thou hast transgressed against me. For then I will take away out of the midst of thee them that rejoice in thy pride.
Yeah, see, you rejoice in your pride, the Most High is going to take them away. So all your brothers, sisters too, all our people, in these Israelite camps and schools, you rejoice in your pride, the Most High is going to take you away. Doesn't matter if you've been in the truth 10 years, 20 years, or whatever. You got that pride the Most High hate, He's going to take you away. And the brother who only been in the truth 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years, the Most High is going to bring him up. Because why? He's humble. He's lowly in spirit. That's what the Most High wants. That's why Yahweh says, suffer little children to come unto me.
Right.
For such is the kingdom. Because a child is what? A child is humble, willing to receive instruction and knowledge. A child, you can sit and teach a child, let's sit there and listen. Right?
God.
Okay? Most children these days, these children today are kind of wild. Right? But generally speaking, a child, you sit down and listen. They're going to sit, listen, and be quiet. But a grown-up, see, somebody who's an adult who think they know everything, and now when you're going to bring in the truth now, they're full of pride. They're not going to listen to you. They're full of pride. See? So you can't change them. So a lot of them, that's why Yahweh said, don't spare young or old. Don't spare nobody. He said woman too, and little children. Because some of them are unruly anyway. Plus the way they got in this rap world, the rap world got our children now. Got a hook, line, and sinker. They got it. Hook, line, and sinker. And it's all satanic and witchcraft and everything. The hip hop world. So they're disobedient, a lot of them. Anyway. Okay? So the ones that rejoice in their pride, the Most High is going to destroy anyway. And it doesn't matter how long you've been in the truth or what you know. You may know every scripture in the Bible. But if you got that pride, the Most High will get rid of you. See, come? Go ahead up.
Because of my holy mountain. That's it on that.
Okay, and read to 13.
Oh, verse 12. I will also leave in the midst of thee an afflicted and poor people.
See, the Most High is dealing with afflicted people, a poor people. How about that? A poor people. We're going to show you. The Most High is dealing with the poor ones of us, and afflicted ones of us, the humble ones of us. Okay? That's what the Most High is dealing with. All the rich and famous and all that, and the Most High is dealing with that. Okay? Going up.
And they shall trust in the name of Yahweh.
We're going to trust in the name of Yahweh. See? Right now, we trust in the names of the politicians, the church, so-called church leaders, okay, in the hip-hop world, the black politicians, Hollywood black actors, and the black athletes. Our people listen to them more than anything else. And what they say is fact, right? What they say is fact. But what the Most High say, they don't want to hear that. See? Okay, going up.
Verse 13. The remnant of Israel shall not do iniquity nor speak lies.
See? So the remnant of Israel shall not do iniquity or speak lies. So it's only going to be what saved us? A remnant of us. Come, so it's going to be a remnant. Go on.
Neither shall a deceitful tongue be found in their mouth.
There will not be a deceitful tongue found in our mouths. How about that? Go on up.
For they shall feed and lie down, and none shall make them afraid.
See, and none is going to make us afraid. How about that? How about that? But now we get threatened. We track their statement. Kyrie Irving, well, I'm going to take your Nike deal. I'm going to take, you won't be able to play basketball no more. See, threatening that.
God.
Financial institutional lynching.
Yeah, that's what that is. It's a lynching, right?
Yeah, it's like you know, you bomb Black Wall Street. You
Yeah.
bombing Kanye, you bombing the Wall
You
Street.
bombing Wall Street.
Wall Street, God, that's a good analogy.
Yeah.
Yep.
How about that? That's what that is, a financial lynching. Yeah. Right? And so, but that's why the Most High said, I want a poor people. Because with a poor person, what are you going to threaten them with?
Right.
There's no financial, you have no finances. You don't have a house, you don't have a car, what are you going to threaten them with?
Right.
See, that's what the Most High can deal with.
God.
And now they're not afraid. Now they're not afraid to bring out the truth, right? Because you can't threaten them with nothing. But if you got $100 million contract like Kyrie Irving, you can say, wait a minute, come in, man.
Right.
Retract that statement. Right? Or you're gonna lose your money. And believe me, they can take your money. You can't take my money out of that. No, they can take your money. They gave it to you, they can take it back.
I already showed they can take
They
it.
already
They
showed
just
they
did
can
it.
take
Yeah,
They
they
did
did
it.
They just robbed him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
They ain't got nothing to do with it, but
Yeah.
they are so powerful
Yeah.
that they can just take that man's money and wake up in the morning and say, you know what, we're going to charge them, suspend them for $500,000 fine. And matter of fact, we're going to do more. We're going to suspend them and take his back. And we're going to force them to make a donation
Yeah.
to the ADL.
Because your apology ain't enough.
Because your apology ain't enough. I didn't like the way you said your
No,
apology.
they literally said that, right?
You see what we dealing with.
Yeah.
This is what you know what we really dealing with.
But it also shows you the power of the Jewish movement, because it shows even in America where it's supposed to be a multitude of nations, the white man is inferior to the Jewish man because he can overwrite his First Amendment rights.
Exactly.
In your country.
And of course, they have plans on doing that.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
They have plans on doing that. Okay. The Constitution, they look at the Constitution as nothing no more. Okay.
And it's not ours.
Yeah,
It's
not
Esau's.
It's Esau's, right.
So he tells you how he feels
Okay,
about even
they got their global new world order in mind. They don't care about no Constitution of America. America's finished. So when America is finished, the Constitution that was with it is finished too. They don't care about that. So they're doing what they want to do. So now, let's see, now Isaiah, right? 52:3. Just to show you, they have sold themselves for naught.
Con.
And you selling yourself in Esau's world, okay, for money, riches, and fame, okay, you are giving away your spiritual self to this devil, who you are. And the Most High looks at that. Once you cross that line, it's hard to come back. It's like you can't come back. Right? Tupac was trying to say that. Right? Michael Jackson was trying to say it too. He called Tommy Mottola the devil. Right? And marched around in Manhattan with Al Sharpton, calling him the devil. And he was trying to tell our people that Esau is stealing a lot of our music, right? The black music, Esau just robbed it and stole it and claimed it for themselves. And you don't get the rights thereof. You don't get the rights of it enough. But our people sign these big contracts. Okay? But they make you do things. They make you do rituals, witchcraft, and everything once you do it. Satan comes along with those contracts. Some of them got to drink blood and all that. Okay, so they got to do the actual ritual.
Salakia, I had a precept for what you said about when they threaten poor people versus threatening rich people, right?
Go ahead, bring it out.
This is Proverbs chapter 13, verse 8. It says, the ransom of a man's life are his riches, but the poor hear not rebuke.
Right. So what you going to tell a poor man? How you going to threaten a poor man? You can't.
Right, yeah.
See?
Proverbs.
So Esau, no, he can't come with that with us. He can't threaten us like that. We're not going to go for it. Okay, so now read Isaiah 52 and with 3.
Yeah. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 52 verse 3. For thus saith Yahweh, ye have sold yourselves for naught, and ye shall be redeemed without money.
See? So the redemption is by the spirit and power of the Most High, not with money. See, so all people who sell out for money, they think maybe their money can save them. It's not going to save them. Or how famous you are. That's not going to save you. Okay, you don't get no position with the Most High because of your fame and fortune. So you're going to be redeemed without money. Okay, Con? Now when you go to 1 Peter 1 and 18, 1 Peter 1:18, and read that.
This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 1, verse 18. For as much as ye know that ye were not redeemed with corruptible things.
You're not redeemed with what corruptible things?
With corruptible things.
Like money, Con? Okay? Or any other materialistic thing, mundane thing that's in the world, right? You're not going to be redeemed with that. How are you going to be redeemed? Go ahead, up.
Because, Salakia, for as much as you know that you were not redeemed with corruptible things as silver and gold from your vain conversation received by tradition from your fathers.
Right. See, your vain conversation, meaning what you learn from the world and what you talk about from the world. Our people talk about making money, trying to get rich, all right, go to college,
right,
get a job so they can make, a lot of money. Okay, but that's vain conversation out in the world, right? Come? That's vain conversation out in the world. Okay? But the Most High is saying, Yahushua is saying, but see, for as much as ye know that ye were not redeemed, because you're not going to be redeemed that way, by the vain conversation of the world, right? With corruptible things, as silver and gold. And what did the Most High say? What you going to do with your silver and gold? You're going to throw it in the streets. It has no value anymore. Meaning your money has no value. Okay, come. The money you have, the dollar system, it has no value. It's nothing no more. All that's going to be thrown in the streets. That's why Esau can give a Negro $1 billion, because it's nothing. Right? It's nothing. Okay. Go ahead, up.
Verse 19. But with the precious blood of Hamashiach, as of a lamb without blemish and without spot.
Right. So that's where we got to look towards for redemption. Hamashiach Yahushua. Not money, not material things, not fame, not position that they give you in the world. We have to look towards Hamashiach Yahushua. Okay? And that's going to be how our redemption comes in through Yahushua. I said, there's no redemption without bloodshed. So there's going to be a lot of bloodshed. And you know whose blood Yahushua is going to shed? The pride. The ones who are full of pride. Come? That's who the ones that he's going to shed. He's going to shed their blood. And he's going to shed their blood as a what? As a sacrifice for the ones who are going to be redeemed. Come? Because there's no redemption without. So somebody got to bleed, but you don't want to be you. So the ones who are proud, we read earlier, right? The ones who rejoice in that pride, Yahushua is going to destroy them, and they're going to be the sacrifice for the ones who are going to be delivered. And remember, the scripture said, "The blood shall be like up to the horse's brow." A lot of bloodshed, weeping and gnashing of teeth, because. Oh, but I'm an Israelite. I know I was Israelite for a long time. That don't mean nothing. Okay, you're full of pride. You hate your brother. You have envy and jealousy and hatred in you. Come?
Come.
So what's coming? Death. Right? That's what's coming. Now, get Isaiah 5:23. Isaiah 5:23.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 5, verse 23. Which justify the wicked for reward and take away the righteous.
Justifying the wicked for reward. Yeah. Now you hear all these black commentators talking about what Kyrie Irving did wasn't right. So they're justifying the wicked. Because what did they get in return? A contract, a covenant of death, actually.
Right.
A reward.
Right.
They get higher pay, more money. Come? For a reward. But we know what? We're going to be redeemed without money. Come? So they're living their salvation now. They're living they're in their salvation now. They're redeemed by Esau with all that money and stuff they got, right? So now they're gonna die. They're gonna die and go to heaven too. They're gonna be delivered and go to the kingdom of heaven. No. See, they're not gonna have the same things. Now they're Israelites, right? But they're not gonna have the same things in the kingdom of heaven when they're maybe reborn in the regeneration in the kingdom. They're not gonna have the same as the ones of us who have faith and stick with Yahweh Shai and be redeemed. They're not going to have the same level of reward that we get.
Right.
Because they have theirs now. Come? They sold out for theirs now. So why in the kingdom now they going to come back and have the same thing? No. They're not going to have it. They have theirs now. Yeah, billionaire, huh? Michael Jordan's a billionaire. He can live how and do the things he wanted to now. Now he's going to be redeemed and go to the kingdom of heaven and live like you live now next to you? No. Would that be fair? That's not fair. Most I said no. But they are Israelites, but they're not going to be on the same level. Come?
Clarence Thomas will not be sitting on the Supreme Court.
No, he ain't going to be sitting on.
Right.
He's not going to be no judge out in the kingdom. Not with that white woman he got next to him. Come on. And she's ugly as hell. Boy, she's ugly. You know? Unbelievable. Go ahead, Doc.
But you got that precept.
Oh, go ahead.
Precept, Psalms 49, verse 6. Psalms 49, verse 6.
Bring it out.
They that trust in their wealth and boast themselves in the multitude of their riches, none of them can by any means redeem his brother, nor give to God a ransom for him. For the redemption of their soul is precious and it cease forever.
Right. How about that? See, that's a good scripture. That's very good.
I'm going to piggyback off. I'm going to land back off of that.
You can't give the Most High a ransom
for
your soul.
Right.
And because you're a billionaire, you think, oh, Most High, I'm going to take $500 million. Right? Mm-hmm. They even told Kyrie, give $500 million. And, but I heard they rejected it. I heard they rejected the $500 million. They didn't want it. This was the Jewish defense guy. They didn't want it.
Wow.
That's what I hear. So you can't.
Oh, that 500,000.
$500,000.
One from Kyrie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the initial.
I heard that they rejected.
Yeah, they mad because he didn't apologize fast enough.
Right.
Yeah.
The way he wanted him to apologize.
Right. So
he do it the way he wanted.
But still, you can't give the Most High no money. The Most High don't want money. Mm-hmm. The Most High created silver and gold. So what kind of money can you give him? The Most High said, the earth is my footstool. What can you give me? And the heavens is my throne. So what can you give the Most High? Nothing.
Cattle upon 1,000 hills.
Hills is his, right. But the Most High wanted, he said, present your body as a living sacrifice. That's what he said. He said, ye are the temple of the Most High. See? Okay, go ahead.
The book of Daniel, chapter 12, verses 1 and 2. And at that time shall Michael stand up, that great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never since there was a nation, even to the same time, and at that time thy people shall be delivered. Every one shall be found written in the book. My point, verse 2. And many of them that sleep in the dust, Israelites, of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt.
How about that?
That's what we're going at. A lot of these brothers in the world, they're going to wake up to everlasting contempt and shame for what they did to their brother. You know?
That's true.
And that's why they're not going to be on that other level.
Right.
Because they're going to have that shame. They're going to carry that in the new kingdom.
Exactly.
You know?
They're not going to be on that level.
They're not going to be on that level. They'll be there.
Because the Most High is just.
Right. They'll be there. Because all Israel shall be saved.
Right. So why should he receive the same redemption as you and be on the same level as you in the kingdom when they,
sold out.
They sold out. They made that covenant of death.
Right.
And covenant of hell. So now they're gonna the Israelites, but now they're gonna come and be redeemed and be on the same level as you in the kingdom. That's not gonna, the Most High is just, he's not gonna allow that.
And when you're walking around on streets and go and find out that's the very thing you sold out for.
Well, yeah. That's gonna be
that shame. Every time you see that go,
Because I'm gonna tell you something, certain ones of us are gonna have the spiritual power to know. Oh, that was such and such back then. That was Bill Cosby back then. That was Michael Jordan back then. We're gonna know who they are.
Right.
We're gonna know who they are. We're gonna have that kind of power. And and for sure, they're not gonna be on the same level as you. Okay? Everlasting shame and contempt.
Hallelujah.
How about that,
huh?
So that's why you gotta endure. You gotta endure this affliction and what we're going through. Endure, because what the promises the Most High made to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and to Israel, that's coming up. And we're going to be part of that. But we have to endure what we're going through. Okay? We have to endure this fire. What we're going through and what's coming. Because Jacob's trouble is coming. Okay? The tribulation period is coming. Okay? And after this, we got a few more, and that's it. Go ahead.
Precept, Romans 8:18. It reads, "For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us."
Right. So what you suffer now is nothing, huh?
Right.
And sometimes because we in the flesh and we think, oh, I'm going through hell. Nobody's going through what I'm going through. Yes, they are. You ain't going through nothing. Nobody else is going through it.
Not worthy.
And some people are going through it worse than you. See, so it's not even worthy, right? All right. So now, you read that, Isaiah 5:23, you read, right? And 1 Timothy 6:10, real quick. And then we're going to go to the Apocrypha, and that'll be it.
This is the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 6, verse 10. For the love of money is the root of all evil.
So, right, so everybody knows the scripture, but still, for edification, we bring it out. The root of money, the love, say it again.
For the love of money is the root of all evil.
So the love of it is the root of all evil. How about that? And the Most High said all evil. Right? All the evil is for the love of money. All right. So why does Kyrie Irving or Kanye, why do they retract their statements and so forth? The love of what? Money. Right, Con? Why do they sell out Negroes? The love of money. Why is all this pride, right? And jealousy, envy, and hatred towards your brother? Love of money, idolatry. It could be your self-centeredness. You're so proud, you love yourself so much, but still, for the love of that money, right? Go ahead, Al.
Which, while some covet after, they have erred from the faith.
So you err from the faith, so you err from the truth, because you coveted after money. And these are a lot of our people who are in the truth, right? They covet after money so much They're erring and they make errors, right? Mistakes in this truth and misuse the brothers, sisters, abuse the brotherhood, right? Come. Go ahead, up.
They have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows.
Yeah, many sorrows. Err from the faith with many sorrows for the love of the money. And we see that now in a lot of Israelite schools and camps. The love of the money. But pierce themselves through with many sorrows going to come upon them. Come? Is that it?
That's it.
Okay. Now get this one in the Apocrypha. You got the Apocrypha?
Yeah.
Ecclesiastes 10th chapter and 7th verse. Ecclesiastes 10th chapter and 7th verse. You got the Apocrypha.
This is the book of Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 10, verse 7. Pride is hateful before the Most High and man.
And what is pride?
Pride is hateful before the Most High and man.
The Most High hates pride. All right? So if you feel that you got some pride and you've exhibited some pride against your brother, against the congregation, the Most High said it's hateful. Going up.
And by both does one commit iniquity.
See? And by pride does one commit iniquity. Going up.
Verse 8, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries and riches got by deceit.
Yeah, how do you get riches?
Right, unrighteous dealings, injuries and riches got by deceit.
By deceit. Deceiving one another is how they're getting riches. And we're talking about these Israelites, camps, and schools. A lot of them do that, right? Come. We already know the church systems do it out there in the world, right? Come. Politicians do it, right? Right? But we shouldn't be doing that here because we know the truth to one another. We shouldn't be doing that. Right? Deceiving one another for riches. Going up.
Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
How about that? Now we under Esau. See? Because of what we were doing. And Yahweh is saying this is what Israel was doing. We were doing this. And this is why the Most High took the kingdom from us and gave it the rulership, right? The rulership of the earth and gave it to Esau. Because we were doing this to one another. And so here we are now back here and bring it to date. We're doing the same thing today. See? So we got to learn now to change and be more brotherly with one another and be more willing to bear one another's burdens. And stop this madness, because it's not doing anything. It's just causing division. Doesn't help us any. Okay, going up.
Verse 9. Why is the earth and ashes proud?
Why are you proud? Meaning you already made of earth and ashes. Okay? That's what he made of. So why are you so proud? Like as if you're the Most High. As if, you know what I'm saying? As if you're an angel or something. You're nothing. Why are you so proud? You ain't got no power. We don't have no power. We have nothing. See? Our power will come when we come together in unity. That's why when the disciples got spiritual power, when they came together on one accord.
Right.
That's when the power came. Power ain't coming, spiritual power ain't coming to nobody until we come together on one accord. And we're talking about all the different camps, Israelite schools, we got to come together on one accord. Then you're going to see some power coming. But other than that, it's not coming. See? Going up.
For such, Salakia, verse 9, why is the earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man.
There's nothing more wicked than a man that's covetous. I mean, he's extremely in his lust to covet his neighbor.
Right.
Take from you what you got. And using deceit, remember I said the word deceit, to try to get what you got.
Right.
The Most High makes some of us more richer than others to see what we're going to do. And now here you come in the congregation like a thief. You coming up like a thief, and you see that man got something. Right now you're going to use deceit to try to get it from him. Brother, pay your offering, brother. Pay your tithes, brother. Right? You hammer that thing down because you want to covet what he got. See, congregations are doing this. The churches do it every week, don't they? And people just giving their monies and checks and everything. They even got ATMs in churches now. ATM machines. You heard that? They got ATM machines in church.
Cash App too.
Yeah, Cash App too. Right. Right. Okay. Go ahead, Doc.
For such, and one setteth his own soul to sell.
You set your own soul to sell. Sell out. See? So the Most High here is stating that you can sell your own soul to sell. That covenant of death.
Yep.
Okay? Selling your soul. That happens. And when you sell your own soul, what can the Most High do for you then? You're finished. You're finished. Because now you're giving yourself over to the other side. Satan. Now Satan can do to you what he wants. The Most High takes his hands off, and the Most High don't deal with you once you sell your soul. Okay? That's why you can see a lot of these celebrities, they got all kinds of demons on them. You can see it in them sometimes. Sometimes all of a sudden they just staring, blink stare, right? You can see them demons on them. Most High's not dealing with them no more. They didn't sold their soul. Gave up themselves. Right? So they set up their own soul to sell. Right. That's something. Go ahead.
Because while he liveth, he casteth away his bowels.
Casteth away his bowels. See? While he liveth. Yeah. In other words, they are doing. You got to do certain sacrifices, witchcraft rituals.
Right.
You're casting away your bowels. You're giving it up.
Right.
Lay on the couch.
Lay on the couch.
Give it your house.
Yeah.
Humility rituals.
Humility rituals, right.
Dressing up in the dress, punch in the eye.
Right.
That's what it means.
Yeah.
Casting away your bowels.
Casting away your own bowels. You don't even belong to yourself.
Don't even belong to yourself. No, they do.
Somebody else is running your
And
body.
a lot of times they take a DNA sample and say, no, you're a clone.
Yeah.
You're a clone, huh? You ever see these videos, clones be malfunction?
They say you
You
gain the
don't
whole
know when you
world.
work right.
Gain the whole world and lose your soul.
Right.
Yeah.
Now you didn't give yourself up where they make a clone out of you.
Right. Elder, if I could explain
Yeah.
that, when you were talking about the Lord requiring a sacrifice,
Yeah.
it's like we're in a time in which the Lord is calling a sacrifice. And under Mark 8:35, he says, "For whosoever shall save his life shall lose it, but whosoever shall lose his life for the sake of the gospel, the same shall save it." So the Lord is calling Israel out of this world. And these brothers that are in these high places, some of them will take that altar car and come down and they'll sacrifice it for the sake of the gospel.
Exactly.
If not, there'll be a charge.
It'll be a charge, right.
There'll be a charge.
And so that's what we're supposed to do. You're supposed to give up your soul to the Most High. That's the living sacrifice. Give it up to the Most High. But once you give it up to Satan, in Satan's world, now Satan has control of it. And they do what they want with you. That's why they come back to you and say, look, retract that statement. Or we taking back what we gave you.
Blood in, blood out.
Right.
Yeah, blood in, blood out. Or they kill you.
Yes. It's blood out.
Yeah. They can kill you. Right? Next thing you know, you got cancer. Next thing you know, you got some kind of disease. They don't do it right away. They can do it in a year or two. And the people won't believe that they were killed by the elite. They'll think it was just something that happened.
Right.
It was
Freak accident.
a freak accident or something. But they can do that too. They can do what they want because why? You gave yourself up. The Most High is hands off now. The Most High is not dealing with you no more. It's over. That's a hell of a position to be in, huh? When the Most High won't deal with you no more.
Yeah.
That's what the Most High told King Saul. He told Samuel, he said, Samuel, I don't want to deal with King Saul no more. You know? I don't want to deal with him no more. Even King Saul had a little Samuel had a little compassion on King Saul. Most I said, Samuel, stop it. I told you I don't want to deal with him no more. Now get yourself together and go, I think it was to the city of Bethlehem, where I'm going to find you my next king. And Saul had to straighten up. Understand? Because when the Most High is finished with you, he's finished with you, right? But the Most High is long suffering.
Right.
The Most High, he'll give you a chance. He gave King Saul chances too. He'll give you a chance. He'll give you a chance. Right, Con?
You dispatch his spirits.
Yeah.
That he has to handle those things.
Yeah.
So I can say handle it.
Right. Understand? Okay, go ahead, Al.
That was it on that.
Yeah, we're on down. You're reading to the 18th verse.
Oh, it's like, yeah.
9th verse.
9th verse.
Yeah.
Why is the earth in ashes proud? There's not a more wicked thing than the covetous man. For such an one setteth his soul to sale. Because while he liveth, he casteth away his bowels.
Okay, cast away his bowels, gave up the soul.
Verse
For
10.
riches and fame. Go ahead, Al.
The physician cutteth off a long disease, and he that is today a king, tomorrow shall die.
Shall die. How about that? Because why? Pride. Come. Pride, you destroyed yourself. So today, you're a king, tomorrow you're going to die. Pride killed you. Go on up.
Verse 11, for when a man is dead, he shall inherit creeping things, beasts, and worms.
What do you inherit then? Nothing. Okay, go ahead up.
The beginning of pride is when one departed from the Most High, and his heart is turned away from his Maker.
So there you go. So that's the beginning of pride, right?
God.
Is when one departed from the Most High. So when you depart from the commandments, laws, and statutes, and what Yahweh Shai is teaching us in the gospel, how to treat one another, when you depart from that, then that's the beginning of pride. And I would say pride is the beginning and end of pretty much all evil.
God.
Pride. God. So there you go. And when one his heart is turned away from his Maker. We're not talking about the ones out there in the world. We know their heart ain't with the Most High. We're talking about the ones of us here that know the truth. He said when your heart is turned away, that means you know the truth and you turn your heart away. You turn your mind away from the truth. Come? That's what it's talking about. And there's a lot of examples of that. Okay? Go ahead, Al.
Verse 13, for pride is the beginning of sin.
What is pride?
For pride is the beginning of sin.
What is pride, brother?
For pride is the beginning of sin.
It's the beginning of sin. How about that? There's a lot of pride out there. And we gotta curb it. We gotta nullify it. And the way you nullify it is with what? Love. Love the Most High with all your heart and soul. Love the Most High, Yahweh Shai, with all your heart and soul. And love who? Who else? Your brother. That's how you nullify the pride, and sin. You love your brother as yourself. 2 of the greatest commandments. We can't even follow the first 2, those 2 great commandments. Not alone the 10 commandments, we can't even follow that. Understand? Go ahead, up.
For pride is the beginning of sin, and he that hath it shall pour out abomination.
Yeah, he didn't have it. See, he hadn't had pride, you pour out abomination. And we have examples of that in Israel. In all these different camps, there's an example of that. Right? Pride is an abomination. Come? Go ahead, up.
And therefore the Lord brought them strange calamities and overthrew utterly.
Yeah, how about the strange calamities? You wondering why Esau is shooting you down in the streets. Wondering why 100,000 black women are missing. Strange calamity, right? Wondering why thousands and thousands of our black children are missing. Understand? We wonder why these different things are happening to us. A strange calamity. Because the Most High said pride. It's the beginning of sin. That's rebellion. Right? That's the sin of witchcraft. Okay, go on now.
And overthrew them utterly.
He overthrew you utterly. Okay, go on.
Verse 14. The Lord hath cast down the thrones of proud princes and set up the meek in their stead.
Yeah, and set up the meek. See what the Most High wants? The meek. See, he said to Moses, he told Aaron and Miriam, right? Who came against Moses. because you married the Ethiopian woman, right? He said, who are you to come against my servant, who is the meekest man in all the earth? Understand? Moses was an example of how, as far as being meek and humble, how we're supposed to be. Come?
Come.
And the Moses said, because of that, Miriam, I'm going to curse you with leprosy. And he cursed Miriam with leprosy. And it wasn't for Moses. Moses interceded and asked the Most High to take it from her. But still, she was cursed with a fool. She looked like an Edomite. After the Most High got finished with her, she looked like an Edomite. Understand? One day you're dark skinned, beautiful skin color. Next day you're a full leper. That scared the hell out of Moses. Okay, so he had to intercede. The Most High gave her back her color. Come? So being meek is the key. That's what we're saying. Being humble, humility, that is the key, right? With the Most High. Go ahead,
Verse 15. The Lord hath plucked up the roots of the proud nations and planted the lowly in their place.
Right? So the Most High going to pluck up the roots of the proud nation. That's all the nations, right, Con?
Con.
Okay? And he gonna plant the lowly in their place. And that's as Israel, we're supposed to be lowly, humble, right? Doing what Yahweh Shai say do. And we are going to do that.
Con.
Everything going to be according to what Yahweh Shai wants. Everything. Okay? How the kingdom's going to be set up. How we're going to rule. Everything. It's going to be how Yahweh Shai wants to be. Come? Go ahead.
Verse 16. The Lord overthrew countries of the heathen and destroyed them to the foundations of the earth.
Right. And you can name the empires that rule the earth. What happened to them?
They were all overthrown.
All overthrown. Egyptian Empire, Syrian Empire,
Medes, Persia,
right? Persian Mede Empire, Greek Empire, Babylonian Empire, right? Persian Mede, Greek Empire, Roman Empire. Okay? So all going to be the American Empire, the British, right? All going to be overthrown now. Okay? Going up.
Verse 17. He took some of them away and destroyed them, and hath made their memorial to cease from the earth.
So what's going to happen to America? America's not even going to be remembered no more. Okay, but they're going to cease.
Yeah.
And maybe a couple of 100 years from now, we say, remember that place called America? Remember how wicked it was? We're gonna bring up conversations like that.
Yeah.
Remember times of Paya, what you did in America? You know what I'm saying? Remember that old wickedness you did? And you know, we're going to bring up what we did and everything, We're going to bring up conversations like that. Yeah? Because the Most High said, a memorial to cease from there.
Right.
A memorial is meaning you're going to remember.
Right.
That's how bad America is. You're going to remember it.
Right.
But we're going to bring up conversations. But that's all America's going to be, a memory.
He's going to lay this land desolate.
Yes, sir. That's what it's going to be.
In 1 hour.
In 1 hour. Come on. In 1 hour.
Yeah. So maybe 500 years from now, remember America? Yeah, our wicked place, full of homosexuals, right? Remember that place? Go ahead, now.
Verse 18. Pride was not made for men, nor
it's not even made for men.
Right.
Go on.
Nor furious anger for them that are born of a woman.
How about that? Pride wasn't made for you. So when you take on pride, what are you doing? You're taking on an abstract attribute that wasn't made for you.
Right.
It's not part of you. It's not for you. So I'm going to show you. It's from Satan. It's a satanic attribute. Come, because it wasn't made for man. That's not what the Most High gave man. So it's coming from somewhere else. Come. So you're satanic. Okay, pride. Going up.
Verse 19. They that fear the Lord are sure seed, and they that love him, Salakia, and they that love him, an honorable plant.
How about that? That's what you want to be, a sure seed, an honorable plant. Okay, that's what you want to be with the Most High. Going up.
They that regard not the law are a dishonorable seed.
You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to follow commandment? And also following the commandment means to love thy brother as thyself. Come. See, if you show envy or hate or jealousy, pride and all that against your brother, you're still dishonorable seed. Come. But pride wasn't made for man.
Come.
Right? Come. So you're still dishonorable. Just because you're an Israelite, but if you show all those negative attributes, you're a dishonorable seed to the Most High. Come, go ahead.
They that transgress the commandments are a deceivable seed.
How about that? Or a deceivable seed. Go ahead.
Verse 20, among brethren, he that is chief is honorable. So are they that fear the Lord in his eyes.
Right. So, I mean, that's basically it. So I'm going to show you what the Most High is showing us. See? Once you transgress the commandment, you are deceivable seeds. Right? Because why? You bring deception amongst everybody else. Now everybody else think they can break the commandment like you break it. Come? You're a deceivable seed. So you're dishonorable in the Most High's eyes. Okay, so with that, I want to say all praise to Yahweh Bahasham, Hamashiach Yahushua. Kwam Yashrala.
Kwam Yashrala.
Kwam
Kwam
Yashrala.
Yashrala.
Kwam
Yashrala.
Hallelujah.
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 Shalom.
Shalom.